The truth behind the $20 million donation.
Shohei Ohtani is widely known for his many charitable efforts, but there was one anonymous donation he has never spoken about himself. He quietly covered the enormous medical expenses for the mother of a teammate who was battling cancer, without ever revealing his name. Why would someone go that far and still choose complete silence? Behind that decision lies a single, consistent value that has quietly guided every act of giving he has made over the years.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe.
The anonymous hero who saved a teammate's mother.
Late last December, during a quiet holiday season in Japan, shocking news about Shohei Ohtani suddenly broke. This episode centers on something that happened to the family of Gus Varland, a relief pitcher who, like Ohtani, was playing for the Dodgers at the time. Varland was Ohtani's teammate until partway through the 2024 season, and he now pitches for the Diamondbacks. Around that time, Varland's mother was diagnosed with cancer. His family found themselves overwhelmed, caught between choosing the best possible treatment and facing crushing medical bills. They wanted to put her life first, but the financial reality weighed heavily on them. The Varland family was trapped in that painful dilemma. Shohei Ohtani learned about this directly from Gus himself during spring training. In casual conversations, in the locker room or behind the dugout, Varland shared details about his mother's condition and the anxiety his family was living with. At that moment, Ohtani didn't offer dramatic words of comfort. He didn't make heroic promises or say, "Leave it to me." Instead, he listened. With the same calm expression he always has, he quietly stayed with the conversation until the very end. To other teammates watching, it may have looked like nothing more than a few words of encouragement. After all, players talking about their families isn't unusual in baseball. But later, the truth came out. It was revealed that Shohei Ohtani had provided a large amount of financial support to help cover the cost of Varland's mother's cancer treatment, completely anonymously. On December 26th last year, Dodgers Nation published comments from manager Dave Roberts, who said this: "Shohei made an incredibly significant contribution so that his teammate's mother could receive better treatment." Shohei Ohtani himself has never spoken publicly about this support. Even within the organization, only a small circle of people knew about it. It was, in every sense, a quiet donation. What the superstar chose wasn't a flashy charity event designed to go viral on social media. Instead, it was a one-on-one act of support, something that didn't need to be seen by anyone else. What makes this even more striking is who the support was for. Gus Varland was a pitcher who had appeared in only a little over a dozen major league games, a player barely holding on to a roster spot. For someone like Ohtani, the face of the franchise, there was virtually no business advantage, no publicity gain, nothing to be earned. And yet, Ohtani acted anyway. The only thing he saw was that the family of a teammate he fought alongside was suffering. That alone was reason enough. The truth about this anonymous donation only came to light much later, long after the help itself had already done its work. This story only reached the outside world after Dodgers manager Dave Roberts shared it in an interview. Roberts said, "Shohei made a very big contribution so that his teammate's mother could receive better treatment. He does so many wonderful things, but he does most of them quietly." As he spoke, his expression made it clear this wasn't just admiration, but genuine respect coming from the heart. And what came next was even more moving. Last year's World Series brought another unforgettable moment. The Dodgers, led by Shohei Ohtani, faced the Blue Jays, the team that Gus Varland's younger brother, Louis Varland, plays for. During that series, manager Dave Roberts ran into the Varland brothers' mother at the stadium. When Roberts asked how she was doing, she replied with a gentle smile, "The cancer is gone." Looking back on that moment in an interview, Roberts said, "It felt like a true victory, one that goes beyond wins and losses on the field." Shohei Ohtani wasn't there for that reunion, but that doesn't change the fact that he personally stepped in, reaching into his own pocket to help save one person and an entire family. Inside the clubhouse, players who heard the story were reportedly saying, "Yeah, Shohei really is different." They weren't talking about his talent. They were talking about his kindness. In Japan, the story spread quickly across social media. Fans left comments like, "The greatest player on earth. An incredible human being. It's impossible to dislike Shohei Ohtani. He can hit, he can pitch, and now he's saving lives." And in that moment, the world saw once again why Shohei Ohtani is admired not just as a superstar, but as a person. What stands out most is that, even here, Shohei never said a single word about the donation himself. If manager Dave Roberts hadn't spoken up, fans might never have known, ever. And when fans learned the Varland family's story, one word kept coming up again and again. Of course, because this anonymous donation connected perfectly with the stories people already knew, the glove donations, the disaster relief efforts, all forming one clear, unbroken line. It wasn't a one-time good deed. It was the natural extension of how he lives and acts every day. That realization made everything click. The Varland family's story is just one piece of the quietly growing record of Shohei Ohtani's generosity and charity. In the next part, we'll look at how his commitment to giving is written directly into his contracts themselves. Why do you think Shohei Ohtani insists on giving in silence? When the day comes that he finally retires, there's no doubt that countless legendary stories will quietly come to light. And when they do, the world may realize that some of his greatest achievements were never recorded in the box score.
The 1% of kindness written into his contract.
Shohei Ohtani signed a massive $700 million contract with the Dodgers. What also drew attention was the highly unusual structure of the deal. 97% of the salary was deferred. Because of this setup, the Dodgers were able to limit luxury tax pressure, while still aggressively strengthening the roster. The acquisitions of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, and Teoscar Hernandez were all made possible in part by Ohtani's selfless contract structure. But there was one more important clause written into that contract. Ohtani promised to donate 1% of the total contract value to Dodgers-affiliated charitable organizations, and this donation is unconditional. It's paid regardless of performance. Typically, player donations come from bonuses tied to achievements or incentives. But Ohtani did something different. He carved it out from the total contract amount itself, deciding from the very beginning how much would go back to society. This makes it an extremely rare case where charitable giving was built into the contract negotiations from the start. This 1% rule deeply impressed one of his new teammates, Tyler Glasnow. Inspired by Ohtani, Glasnow added a clause to his own contract, pledging to donate 1% of his annual salary to the team's charity as well. A value written into one player's contract is now beginning to shape a new standard inside the clubhouse. The Dodgers have long been known as an organization deeply committed to giving back. Their official charity, the Dodgers Foundation, has raised significant donations for years, supporting education, low-income communities, homelessness, and issues of social justice. In 2024, the ownership group announced a massive $50 million donation, declaring that they want to be winners not only on the field, but off it as well. Even within the clubhouse, that spirit is shared. Dodgers catcher Will Smith and his wife launched their own nonprofit organization, donating proceeds from comedy events to children living in poverty. Giving back isn't just a message for the Dodgers, it's part of who they are. Within this broader culture of giving, Shohei Ohtani's 1% rule plays a symbolic, almost guiding role. When a superstar takes the lead and builds charitable giving directly into his contract, it sends a powerful message to younger players and even stars on other teams that they too can do something meaningful. In fact, some American media outlets have already described this move as a potential new model for Major League Baseball as a whole. There's growing hope that if donating a few percent of one's salary to social causes becomes the norm, the value of sports itself could rise to an entirely new level. In that sense, the anonymous donation to the Varland family was more than just an act of kindness. It was a moment that perfectly embodied what that vision looks like in real life. One story you can't leave out when talking about Shohei Ohtani's giving is his support for his alma mater, Hanamaki Higashi High School. The most famous example is the team bus he donated, worth about $350,000, to support the school's travel needs. And he didn't forget the girls' baseball program either. In 2020, Ohtani donated a pitching machine to the team. The players grew so attached to it that they affectionately named it Ohtani-san. In Japan's Tohoku region, girls' baseball programs are steadily growing, and the impact of that single machine has been far greater than it might seem. At Hanamaki Higashi, there's a deeply rooted belief in paying forward the kindness you once received, a value that's been passed down for generations. Ohtani's donations aren't just about giving equipment, they're about passing on a way of thinking, handing the baton to the next generation. Even after reaching the major leagues, Ohtani has continued to give back at key moments in his career, especially to children. When he won the American League MVP, he donated his prize money to organizations that support children with serious illnesses and their families. And during the Home Run Derby, he took the $150,000 prize money and split it evenly among 30 members of the team's support staff. At the time, his salary was nowhere near what it is today. Still, he chose to turn his gratitude toward the people behind the scenes into something tangible. That gesture earned praise from fans and players all around the world, not just for what he gave, but for who he showed himself to be. And then came a project unlike anything Japan had ever seen. In 2023, Shohei Ohtani announced his nationwide glove donation initiative. Working together with his sponsor, New Balance, he donated 3 baseball gloves to every single elementary school in Japan. Schools that received the gloves began sharing stories. Children who had never played with a ball before started heading outside on their own. Some teachers even said that after more than 100 years, simple catch had once again become a spark for connection and communication. It wasn't just a donation, it was the revival of a tradition and a gift to the future of Japanese baseball. At the same time, Shohei Ohtani has also invested in something deeper: the environment where dreams are born. Through a project with the English Conversation School ECC called Shohei Dreams, he invited 100 elementary, middle, and high school students from Japan to the United States for a short-term study program, covering all expenses himself. To the students, Ohtani shared this message: when your environment changes, the way you see your own potential changes too. He didn't stop there. Shohei also joined them online, personally connecting with the students and encouraging them as they stepped into a bigger world. In another collaboration, this time with bedding maker Nishikawa, Ohtani provided about 2,500 mattresses for free to children across Japan. He shared his own experience, saying that good sleep is what allowed him to stay positive and take action. That feeling you have after a good night's sleep. Waking up and thinking, all right, let's do this. Shohei Ohtani has proven through his own life that those small steps, repeated day after day, lead to massive growth. That's why he chooses to invest not in flashy facilities or luxury items, but in the fundamentals that support everyday life. Many of these projects are done in partnership with companies, but the ideas and direction behind them strongly reflect Ohtani's own intentions. His philosophy is simple: I want to return the money I receive from fans to the children of the future. That belief hasn't changed. Even now, as his total donations are said to have surpassed $20 million. On paper, the numbers look like the bold generosity of a once-in-a-generation superstar. But when you look at each project closely, what you really see are very specific human connections: a teammate's family, children in rural elementary schools, kids fighting serious illnesses, young people in Japan who want to learn English. Just like the anonymous donation to the Varlan family, Shohei Ohtani always gives with a real person in mind, someone he can picture clearly, every time he chooses how to use his money.
Thanks for watching all the way through. What did you think? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue to follow Shohei Ohtani's incredible journey. See you in the next one.